Hello, Shadows.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Lurking in the News.
Lucky number 13, actually.
Woo!
Can't believe we made it this far.
I know.
Well,
If
I'm
you're
shocked.
yeah, yeah, a little bit. If you're new to this is our true crime news segment where we keep you up to date with things happening currently in true crime.
Yeah, because sometimes all you got is like a 20-minute podcast and we can just catch up just a little bit.
Yeah. This will be a shorter one.
It is. Not too much going on out there in the world, I guess, but
there is a trial we're gonna have to cover soon. It's gonna be pretty nasty, terrible.
Oh no.
Wow, I'm blanking on her name. The girl that got murdered by the FedEx guy.
I'm not helpful whatsoever.
But do you know the story? She was like a 7-year-old girl who was taken in her front yard by the FedEx guy, and he murdered her and did other terrible things. 2022. The trial's going on right now.
Oh my god, no, I don't.
So we're gonna have to give the trial verdict in an upcoming Lurking in the News.
Oh, okay, that's gross.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
it's gonna be a rough one. Yeah.
That'll be in a future episode then of news.
Yeah.
So we'll cover that.
Athena Strand. That's right. Athena Strand.
Okay. I don't know that name, but I will try not to forget it this time. Okay. I'll do my best.
But and was it FedEx or UPS? Sorry. FedEx, okay. Yeah. But our techie person helping us on that.
Because
we're moving up in the world.
That's right. Yes. All right, I will kick us off today with the news. So a little bit of background first before we get to the actual nowadays news. But
let me shift myself.
Yeah.
There we go.
In 2002, Ian Huntley was working as the senior caretaker in Soham, England. On August 4th, 2002, 10-year-old best friends Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman vanished after leaving their house and did not tell anybody where they were going. They went to buy sweets after spending the entire day together because what else do best friends do? Yes. Their disappearance then triggered a massive 2-week-long search that gripped the entire United Kingdom. Ian Huntley notoriously inserted himself into the investigation. He was doing media interviews and he was feigning concern. And he also looked even more suspicious to police when he started talking about specific details about the girls that was not really released.
Oh no.
So Ian's girlfriend, Maxine Carr, who was a teaching assistant at the girls' school, provided him with a false alibi. It was also believed that the way that Ian had lured these two girls into his house was by telling them that Maxine was inside and wanted to talk to them, which are two little girls. They would have believed that.
Yeah, they probably would have believed that.
The case reached a tragic conclusion when the girls' remains were discovered in a remote ditch near Lakenheath. Sorry, I apologize. Police found forensic evidence, including charred fragments of their distinctive Manchester United shirts that they were both wearing that day. Yeah, matching. They found these burned pieces in the trash bins behind the school. This pretty much behind the school where he worked. Yeah.
Well, thank goodness he's an idiot.
Yeah. Yep. That pretty much confirmed to police their suspicion of Huntley, that was their guy. His girlfriend would confess that she lied about the alibi that she had given, and he was arrested and convicted then on December 17th, 2003.
He's just your boyfriend, not like he's your husband. Even if it's your husband, still, why are you going to defend a child killer?
Yes, a child. Why? I mean, I didn't get if there was what story he gave her as far as hey, I need this alibi.
Right.
But if police are knocking on your goddamn door about your significant other, and they need an alibi, I mean, a little suspicious. So, and 2 girls are missing.
Yeah.
Come on.
From the school you both worked at?
Yeah. Icky. He is to serve 40 years and would not be eligible for parole until 2042. The deep investigation into Huntley exposed massive systemic failures in police record keeping and background checks. It was revealed that Huntley had a history of sexual allegations that had never been shared between different police jurisdictions.
course.
This failure of the system in checking backgrounds led to the creation of the Disclosure and Barring Service, DBS, and thus changing how the UK protects their children from predatory people in their school systems and also positions of authority. Now to today, newer, on February 26th, 2026, while Huntley was working in the workshop in prison, he was attacked by another inmate named Anthony Russell. He hit him repeatedly over the head with a metal bar. He was...
what a shame.
I know. Darn. He was on life support until March 7th. When he was taken off and pronounced dead. It was reported that this was not his first attempt on his life. It was just the one that counted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good riddance.
Yeah. Bye, bitch.
Yeah. Not Felicia.
Rest in distress.
That's right.
What a sicko.
I know.
What makes you wonder, are there any other children he targeted?
Because, he was...
It said he had other crimes, but it didn't say
beforehand.
against who.
No, it didn't say what was reported or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it was obviously, probably somewhere far away.
Yeah.
Which is gross to think that you could be jumping from school system to school system then.
That's
just
true.
a predator.
Yeah, that's true. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, now they changed that with, background checks. But back then, So.
That's scary.
It's scary.
All right, next up we have Laura Ann Aime. On April 1st, 2026, a Utah sheriff's office announced that serial killer Ted Bundy was linked to the murder of a teenager in 1974.
I was hoping you were going to cover this one. Yes.
This one's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
17-year-old Laura Ann Aime was last seen leaving a Halloween party on the night of October 31st, 1974. Witnesses reported at the time that Aime left the party alone, wanting to purchase some items from a convenience store. Her body was found on November 27th, 1974, by two college students who were on a Thanksgiving Day hike.
Oh, that's really sad.
Mm-hmm. And on my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Authorities described the late teenager's remains as having been, quote, tossed several feet from the highway near State Road 92 in the American Fork Canyon, end quote. She appeared to have been bound and severely beaten and had no clothing on.
God.
Deputies also discovered that a nylon stocking was utilized to strangle her. Authorities attribute the nylon stocking as, quote, ultimately a major contributor to her death, end quote. Her autopsy discovered her body was likely discarded not long before being found, suggesting she had been kept alive for a few weeks.
Ooh.
Which is not common for Ted Bundy.
No, I was going to say, I don't remember that as...
kills him that day, or right there.
Yeah.
Laura had been reported missing for about a month before her body was found. When Ted Bundy was on death row, he verbally acknowledged his culpability in the death and disappearance of Aime and others, but he did not elaborate or provide details on his actual involvement. Bundy had also been living in Utah in 1974 as he moved to Salt Lake City in mid-1974 to study law at the University of Utah. Unfortunately, the Utah County Sheriff's Department and Utah County Attorney's Office both denied his admission for Aime's homicide, as the open case was, quote, unable to satisfactorily convict Bundy, quote, end quote, based on the evidence they had and the available investigative sciences used at the time. So they knew he, acknowledged it, but they couldn't prove it.
Couldn't do anything about it, yeah.
If you somehow don't know, Theodore Robert Bundy was an American serial killer who kidnapped, raped, and murdered dozens of young women and girls between 1974 and 1978. His modus operandi typically consisted of convincing his target that he was in need of assistance or duping them into believing he was an authority figure. He was executed by electric chair on January 24th, 1989 at Florida State Prison.
Hell yeah, he was.
Hell yeah. People sat outside that prison.
Yeah, they did.
For that to happen.
Yep.
Amy's niece, Tora Stuckey, said, quote, it seems that Ted Bundy actually stalked my aunt a few times before actually killing her. He approached her multiple times, end quote. Stuckey obtained files from a private investigator looking into her aunt's death that revealed Bundy had been preying on Aime for more than just a meetup. He made contact with her at school when he saw her getting bullied. Stuckey said, quote, These kids were throwing leaves down her shirt. He, Bundy, came up to her and put his arm around her and was like, "Leave my girlfriend alone."
That's icky.
He would have been 27 years old at that time.
Oh.
Aime is believed to be at least the third victim of Bundy's who was studying at the University of Utah at the time. She is also one of the only ones that Bundy was known to have stalked before killing her.
Okay. Well, that was his type, because he was all about his type.
Yeah, and she looked like his type, long brown hair.
Yeah.
Over the years, detectives and crime scene investigators meticulously re-examined and processed existing Utah County case evidence, looking for items that were now able to be reintroduced due to evolving forensics. The agency said, quote, "Existing evidence was submitted to the Utah Bureau of Forensic Services so we could utilize the various forms of advanced forensic sciences and professionals. The results were magnificent as they confirmed irrefutably that DNA evidence recovered from Laura's body verified the existence of DNA belonging to Bundy," end quote. So Laura Ann Aime's case is now closed. Stuckey was relieved to learn officials were still investigating her aunt's death over half a century later. She said, quote, "They made us feel like family. They called her the daughter of Utah County, which was just so crazy to think, like, people still cared. 52 years later, she still remembered," end quote.
Aww. That's nice.
So, yeah,
that's a
nice
rare occurrence that,
yeah,
police really actually put in that effort and made it known that, like,
yeah.
Hey. So.
It just makes you wonder how many other Ted Bundy victims are there?
Even other serial killers.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad her family got answers.
Yeah. Official ones.
Yeah.
So on July 7th, 2013, in Love County, Oklahoma, Molly Miller and Colt Haynes were in a vehicle driven by James Conniff. This vehicle became involved in a high-speed police chase in Carter County, Oklahoma, but police lost the vehicle during the chase. When the vehicle crashed, James left the scene and apparently was okay, but for some reason, Miller and Haynes stayed back. There was record they called a friend and asked for a ride and water. They gave description where they were by a local road, but this person was unable to locate them. And they began then doing the missing persons posters, and they were handing them out all over town. Molly was 17 years old, and Colt was 21 years old. Molly was also a Chickasaw Nation member. There will be no...
She was really pretty, too.
Yeah. Did you see all the... Yeah, she is beautiful. 17.
Yeah. Which that'll kind of lead us into our next episode. Stick around for a Native American case we're doing.
Yes. Yeah, for the month of May.
Yeah.
There will be no signs of anything else for about 2 weeks, and that is when they found the car that they were driving abandoned in the woods. But they did not find either one of them in that area.
Weird.
Yeah. There were no further findings until 13 years later on February 18th, 2026. With a 1,000-acre search by a Chickasaw Lighthouse Police Department and the Bureau of Indian Affairs Missing and Murdered Unit reported finding that the remains of both Miller and Haynes were found. Apparently, after receiving new information and getting permission to search a remote piece of land, searchers discovered the remains in a very remote area of rough terrain. The identity of the remains was not confirmed by the medical examiner until March 31st, and both families were notified. Police stated they are still investigating the circumstances of their deaths, and the case will remain open until they get answers. The cause of death of both has not been released. Miller's family spoke out with their mixed feelings. The discovery brings them relief, but also anger.
Yeah.
The family believes it could be foul play, and they are hoping that they can get some answers soon.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like how else would they have died? Like, that's so weird. They just go missing from a vehicle.
How far they went? The only other thing I could think is, like, if they were literally... But if they called a friend, why would you not stay where you were and then be found?
Yeah, you were waiting for someone to come bring you water.
Yes. So why... But, I mean, if you're out there for 2 weeks, I can understand them dying from the elements or something, but...
Well, that was like that one guy I covered, shoot. Why am I blanking on his name? I just had it. But he was in a car accident, called his brother, and went missing before his brother got there.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Shane Fell.
Okay.
That's his name, Shane Fell.
Yeah, I can't have those.
That was in an early True Crime and Dime. That was our first True Crime and Dime, I believe.
Look at you. Remember that?
Yeah. Maybe the first one. But yeah, how do you just go missing from a car accident?
It was like a field was nearby or something, right?
Yeah. And his car flipped, but he got out and called his brother and was waiting for his brother, and then he hasn't been found since.
Yeah. And this one, these remains were just, I didn't see exactly how far from where like the car was found to where like their remains were found, but like it was a very remote area.
Yeah.
Like where are you going? What are you doing? Well, how'd you get there?
Yeah. Unless someone else was out there, but like why?
Yeah. What's happening?
Hopefully we get answers on. Hopefully
if
they
there
can
was,
if
there was,
calls,
because I mean it's been how long now? So
because it's just remains left. Like
hopefully all of them, even like we don't know.
Yeah.
That long.
Yeah, it's crazy. Next up is Alexander Kazanowski. Authorities are searching for 4 persons of interest in connection with a murder in March on Chicago's northwest side.
Going to Chicago.
We are. Around 3:20 a.m. on Tuesday, March 24th, 2026, 25-year-old Alexander, who goes by Xander Kazanowski, was found unresponsive near the 3800 block of West Belmont Avenue in the city's Avondale neighborhood near Logan Square. Kazanowski was taken to a local hospital where he died from blunt force trauma. So he was beaten to death.
Jeez. Just left there.
According to WGN9 News, bar staff asked Kazanowski to leave because of several comments he had made. Patrons in the bar reported seeing him standing near a group of people outside the bar, appearing to exchange words, but they didn't see anything after that, and then he was found on the ground unresponsive. Kazanowski leaves behind a daughter and a son he was expecting with his partner, Tori. And he's only 25 years old. Kazanowski had built his portfolio as a model, particularly for wedding and bridal shoots. He was also the CEO and founder of the Chicago area company Work, WURK, which provides household services to clients. He is described as an accomplished wrestler throughout middle and high school. He exhibited a grit and tenacity that defined many other arenas of his life. As an avid natural wildlife enthusiast, he also spent much of his youth exploring the outdoors, a passion that he carried with him throughout his life. Whether traveling the world with his family, competing on the wrestling mat, or finding a new animal for his growing collection of pets, Xander always knew how to keep things interesting, end quote. And that was taken from the obituary website. Police released an image of 4 persons of interest, 3 black men and an Asian woman, and are urging anyone with information to come forward. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the picture will be on the screen. Like, clearly you can see their faces. Like, I don't understand how they don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
It's 2026.
Yeah, come on.
Cook County Crime Stoppers is now offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of the persons responsible for Kazanowski's death. Anyone with information is asked to submit an anonymous tip by calling 1-800-535-7867.
This is a solvable murder.
Very solvable.
What the heck?
We literally know what they look like.
Yes. What is happening right now?
I don't know. And this happened in, March? And we still don't know who they are? A month ago.
Chicago's, the police is the baby LA police.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the vibe I'm getting right now.
So yeah. Very sad.
That is 25. And I know, like, you're drunk, but you say stupid shit when you're drunk, and it does not mean you need to be beat up. Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Oh, you get your big old feelings hurt.
I guess so.
Yeah.
4 people apparently got their feelings hurt.
Yeah, I guess one drunk individual.
Yeah.
Well, that's sick. People are sick.
Yeah. People don't think before they act.
They better solve this.
I hope so. Hopefully we can give an update.
Yeah. On the next news.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Last one is this is like a sad one, but also a good one. I feel like a lot today has been hell yeah DNA, but so mine's another that's like a good hell yeah DNA. But in June 2022, a family was collecting seashells on Salmon Creek Beach when they discovered what appeared to be a tibia with surgical metal attached to it. They turned it in, But with no funding, there was no way to ID the bone.
Oh, jeez.
The DNA Doe Project funded the testing, and it took until recently for the bones to be identified as 59-year-old Walter Karl Kinney. He was a banker that lived just outside of Santa Rosa, California. The reason it took so long for the DNA profile was because it was uploaded to the GED Match database, and a family member was then identified, and it took them to make an even closer look to see in this family who is missing, and then they were able to identify that it was Kinney. There were another part of human remains that were washed up on a shore near Bodega Bay in 2003. They didn't identify these remains until Kenny's daughter had called about her missing father. They used X-rays. They used X-rays back then to identify those remains as Kenny's as well.
Oh, so he's been missing since
at
least 2003?
I think
before that, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I didn't put in here how long he had been missing. Well, it was at least then until 2003. Since 2003. Tracy Onders, the team leader at the DNA Doe Project, stated, quote, "It's not often we see someone end up as a John Doe twice, but thanks to investigative genetic genealogy, holy moly, we were able to resolve this mystery and provide some answers to everyone involved in this case." So thank you to the DNA Doe Project for solving another unidentified person.
Yeah, they've done a lot of good work.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it is good the family had already had closure. But how are you supposed to know,
right,
without testing that bone, that you're identifying somebody who's already been claimed deceased? So,
and like, how did he die? Like,
it was suicide. He took his own.
Aww.
That's that's why there was no other further investigation needed or anything like that for that one. Yeah. The daughter was had a couple of like quotes in some of the articles that I read that like it was just like, you know, more of her dad and you know, like, but she got answers pretty early, it seems like.
Okay, so she didn't know where he
did
that.
No, they had no idea where he was or anything like that until the bones had washed up. But
that's
then
sad.
yeah.
It looks like 99 is when he went missing.
Oh, 99.
Okay.
Thanks. I appreciate that. You could leave that in
there. He went missing at 99 if you didn't hear that. Last up is Sandra Kaye Davis. Over 4 decades after a Ware County woman was found strangled to death near a home in Waycross, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation says they've made an arrest in the case. On September 1st, 1984, officers with the Waycross, Georgia Police Department found the body of 22-year-old Sandra Kaye Davis beside a home on Culloch Street. Investigators said that she had been strangled and sexually assaulted. The case remained cold for many years, so the police department enlisted the help of the GBI. Thanks to advances in DNA testing, police were able to identify 68-year-old Freddie Lee Granger Jr. as the culprit. On Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, officers arrested Granger and charged him with 1 count of rape, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of malice murder, and 2 counts of felony murder. He remains in custody at the Ware County Jail. The investigation remains ongoing, so authorities are asking anyone who may have information about the case to call the GBI Regional Investigative Office in Douglas at 912-389-4103 or submit an anonymous tip by calling 1-800-597-8477 or through the GBI website. So I don't know, I couldn't really find much information on him, if he had like previous arrests or anything like that. There really wasn't much information, so hopefully once he goes to trial, more information will come out about him and the crime. But good for her family.
Yeah.
I mean, 1984.
Yeah, geez.
So
that is as old as my older sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a short one. There's really not much information on it, but we found someone. Hell yeah, DNA.
Yeah, hell yeah, DNA. That's right.
Yeah.
Another one. Another one
bites
the dust.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and check us out on all of our other socials.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. Hit the bell to be notified of future uploads, and keep lurking around for our next video.